Hello and welcome back to Budget Beauty. I am Lindsay Beatty. I am the creative force and the face behind Budget Beauty. And this is the breakdown. This is where I take a completed look and I break down the products I used and how I did it and what I did to complete the look. Generally for a work day or if I'm going somewhere that isn't like for our weekly series. So, hi, welcome back. I know it's been a minute since I've done a breakdown. I just kind of been putting it off, and by the time I get home from work, I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything. And so makeup goes by the wayside because I've already had the makeup on for several hours, and I'm just like, I just don't feel like doing anything right then. But this is a breakdown. I felt like doing one, and it is a new month. So here we are. And I did want to talk about this look today. It took about, probably 30 to 40 minutes to do this look. And, I loved how it turned out. I thought it was great. I was very pleased with the end result. I got up and I got ready and then I did my makeup and, it turned out very nicely. So, today is a red day. I wore red. I did not want to wear red eyeshadow, and so I wore something different for the eyeshadow. But everything else is red toned or red coated, if you will. My outfit, I have on a red cardigan, a white shirt, a white Old Navy shirt, a red undershirt to go with it, my red bandana here, and my cherry earrings and some pearls, and I have on a red pencil skirt, and then I wore black tights and my red sequin shoes, sequin flats. So yeah, it's very red today. So yeah, I was very pleased with that, and I was like, well, I'll do the makeup, but I'm gonna obviously wear a red lip with this, but I didn't want to wear a red, I didn't want to wear red eyeshadow because, like I say, red eyeshadow is hard for me to do correctly and right. Now, I have some good red eyeshadow. It's just that for me, red undertone, I have a red undertone, and so I have what's a warm undertone, and so that red is hard, and I have to be very careful when I use it in order for it to show up and for you guys to see. Burgundy is a little bit better. Burgundy is a deeper red for me, so it can contrast with the brown and the warm undertone. So that's why I didn't wear red eyeshadow. So let's get into the look. So to start, for the primer, I used Touch and Soul no Poreblem Primer. I really actually like this primer. It's a good primer. It is a very good primer. It is smooth and pore covering, top secret for perfect makeup. Okay. But the primer is great. Smells good, and it goes on like a lotion. And so it makes my skin feel really, really smooth. So I'm very pleased with that primer. And I got it. It was not expensive. I got it at TJ Maxx. It was really good. Yeah, I really, really, really like this primer. Very good. So for the eyeshadow primer, I also used, let me pull this out real fast because I threw it back in here. I threw it back in my kit. I used the NYX Ultimate Liner and Shadow Primer. Shadow and Liner Primer. I use that for the eyeshadow primer, and it's holding up really well. No creasing, no, none of that. Like, it's been great. No creasing, no pilling, none of that. And it hasn't moved, so I'm very pleased. But this is really good. This is the NYX Shadow and Liner Primer, Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer. This is really good. I'm very impressed with that from NYX. Now, since we're talking about the eyes, because I'm doing this in order of how I did this morning. For the eyeshadow, I used the Chic Lamb This is the Chic Lamb. I'm trying to see what it's actually called. Yes. Creamsicle eyeshadow stick. This is really good. This is the shade Lush. And I wanted a nude eyeshadow. I did. I wanted a nude eyeshadow. I very, very impressed with this. I really like this. These sticks are real good. They glide on real well, and they are very pigmented. This is a really good, nice nude champagne shimmer pigment, and I'm very impressed with it. I have several others of these in this stick, and they are all very good. So I knew I was going to get good results with this. So I was very impressed with that. All right, so I did line my eyes. I cut my crease, and with Mr. Soft Pencil Senior, that y'all hear me talk about all the time, reaching into the kit to get him. This is Mr. Soft Pencil Senior. So I did my my crease with this, and it's held up. I like cutting my crease with black. So with a soft black pencil. So then I did my over the lash line pinup line, because that's what this is, this black here. I used the ColourPop BFF Creme Gel Liner. Y'all know this is a fave in my kit. This is the shade Swerve. I use this a lot. So mostly to do this part, because I don't tend to cut my crease with this because it is a heavy black line. And I don't necessarily want a heavy black line. I want a soft black line. But I use this exclusively to do my over the eye pinup lash line. So it turned out really well. Very impressed with that. And so that completed the actual eyeshadow and the eye look. And then for the mascara, I used the Maybelline, this is the primer. I used the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Tinted Primer. And you can tell I also have the Sky High mascara, but I did not use that today. I wanted to use this because it's black, and I was doing it over the lash line. So I like that this comes out black, so you see. So yes, this is black, and I like what it does for my lashes. Now, I don't mind my other ones. All of my other ones are good, except for that one, that L'Oreal one that I have. That L'Oreal eyelash mascara primer is weird. I was not happy with it, but all of my other ones are really good. So, I'm looking at my kit now to grab the under eye that I used, and that is, I'll grab it from the kit. This is the Essence 24 Ever Ink Liner. This is really good. I like how this under eye works. It is still there. Still doing pretty decent. I really like this under eye. This is very good. It does not smudge for me, but it will wear off after a couple of hours. So I would probably have to reapply if I really wanted to. I could reapply, and I'm okay with having to reapply after a couple of hours. So for the actual mascara, I used a new one. This is the new one for me. This is the Maybelline, the Falsies Lash Lift. Now, I don't really, and maybe it's because my lashes are kind of thin right now because I've been wearing a lot of mascara, it's been a couple of hours, but I'm also wearing a lash line over my lashes here, so it's gonna make it look like I have way more volume than I do. But this didn't really give me a lift, so which is weird for considering it's a Maybelline mascara, and Maybelline mascara tends to be very good for me. So I don't know. I'm gonna try this again when I don't have on a lash line, and we'll see. I'll test it out again and see what it does. But it was, I mean, it's pretty average Lash. Pretty average. But yeah, I noted that that was a little average for me with them. But I expect that though, because I have a over the lash line, pinup line. So I'm not too surprised by that. So that was all of the eye look. So let's get into this face. So once my primer set on my face and I was finished with my eyes, I actually did my foundation. And what I did was I used the Tinted Cushion Fit. This is the Tinted Mask Fit All Cover Cushion foundation in the shade 43N Deep Cocoa. So this is the pink one, and you can differentiate what's what by what color it is. So the pink one is a matte finish, okay, and I really like that. So it turned out really well. I was very impressed. And now I use this, as you can see, it's been used. I realized this is basically like a little sponge, which is why you're supposed to tap it on. And I'm gonna tell you, I was very impressed. I tapped it on. I did not have to really buff anything out. I tapped it on and did it the way I was supposed to. I did a little buffing, but like here, because it's a weird space to get to with that little with the little cushion thing. It's a little hard to get to it, and get it good and get it done. So I was very impressed though with the coverage. It's a full coverage because I did not have to do too much layering here. Like once I put that on, I was like, okay, do I need to put any more concealer on? Do I need to go over it again? No. Matter of fact, I did underpaint. I did use some of the concealer, which we're going to get into in a second. I did put a little concealer on first and then buffed around it, and I didn't have to do too much to get that. So for the concealer, same thing. I like to pair my foundations and concealers. So generally, if I buy a foundation from somebody, I'm probably going to have the matching concealer. Probably. And I do have some L'Oreal foundation that I do not have L'Oreal concealer. But in the rare case that I don't, I use one that I know, of course, is going to do what I want it to do, and it works well with my skin. But anyway, I use the Tinted Glide and Hide Concealer. Okay. This is fantastic, y'all. This is fantastic. This is in the shade, I have to remember which one I bought here, 8.7N. This is great. So what I did was, I started out, I used the liquid part of this, which is a two-piece thing. So as you can see, all right, let me start with the top first. The top acts like it is a spot concealer. This is a spot concealer that is shaped like a bullet lipstick. And you do your spots. So I did this over my spots. Then I did the liquid. This is actually called the Glide and Hide Blurring Concealer. I did the liquid. And I did, as you can see, so this comes apart like this on the bottom. And I did my under eye with this. And then I buffed it out. Perfect. Perfect match. And as you can see, really good under eye. I love it. No creasing. No settling on whatever. Like, I expect it to do that, but it does not do that with this Tinted. Y'all, listen. I told my husband the other day, I said, listen, let me tell you about Tinted. Let me tell you what Tinted did here. Tinted said, hey, I got this cushion fit foundation. I know y'all like that. Go ahead and give me $25 for that. I was like, dang it. All right, Tinted, fine. Wait, Tinted, you got a liquid. I ain't never used a cushion, and I feel like that's going to be powder. No, turns out it's a cream. But Tinted said, hey, you don't want to use, you think it's a powder. Okay, fine. You think what you want to think. But we also got a liquid for you folks who don't want to use this cushion. I was like, oh, you got a liquid? Oh, Okay, word. All right, here, Tinted. Here, take this money. Shut up and take my money. Tinted said, hey, you know, actually, that one that you thought was a powder, it's actually a cream. And it's not a liquid, but it's a cream. And I was like, excuse me, Tinted? It's a cream? What? Tinted said, I'm asking for $25 for that. And I was like, damn it, Tinted. Shut up and take my money. I keep reaching into the pockets for Tinted. Because Tinted said, hey, you know how you really, really rave about our foundation? And you love our foundation? Hey, guess what? We got a concealer for you, too. I was like, wait, Tinted, you got a concealer, too? What? Damn it, Tinted. How much you want for it? Tinted said, 16. Shut up and take my money, Tinted. Just reached into the pocket again for Tinted. Tinted said, hey, you know I got a blush too. I was like, damn it, Tinted. No, I'm not giving you money for I haven't bought the blush yet, but I will. You can't tell me that Tinted is not fantastic. You can't tell me about Tinted being terrible. Tinted would have to completely change this formula and mess it up for me to be like, no, Tinted, I will not give you any more of my money. I rave about Tinted. I saw other people talking about Tinted, and I was like, okay, why are these people out here raving about this foundation? Let me go find out. Let me find out. And then I found they had an incredible shade range. And by the way, this is not sponsored, by the way. This is I don't have sponsorships yet. Listen, we ain't big time enough for that yet. I do not have sponsorship. This is based solely off of the fact that I bought the Tinted and used it. Listen, Tinted said, we gonna have a shade range match for people who look like you. Yes, we're Korean beauty. Yes, we know our competitors don't have a good shade range. So you know what? Don't pay them no attention. Come on over here to Tinted. We got something for you. We got something for everybody. Tinted's shade range is unmatched in Korean beauty. It really is. I got my shade. I saw somebody else using it. They were like, oh yeah, this is the shade I use. And I was like, I think that's the shade. So I did a shade match for Tinted for the liquid. And I was like, you know what? I think that's the one I'm supposed to use. Then I saw somebody with my same skin tone using that foundation. I was like, oh, that's what I need. Y'all, I love me some Tinted. I would love for Tinted to sponsor me. I would love to get some collab going with Tinted and get a brand deal or something with Tinted. Because I rave about Tinted all day long and buy the product. I would love to get it for free, but I will buy the product. I am certainly going to buy the blush when it becomes widely available. And I do keep an eye on Tinted. Let me find out Tinted making other stuff. I know they do make other stuff because I also have the setting spray. And it's fantastic too. Listen, I love the setting spray. Fantastic. I'm like, Tinted, y'all, don't let me get no brand sponsorship with you because I sure am going to show out. Listen, as one of my faves, Melinda Melrose say, Tinted, unhand me, Tinted, because that Tinted foundation and concealer got me in a chokehold. Got their arms around my neck like this right here, talking about, we ain't never letting you go. So yes, you see this perfect match, easy blending. The application was perfect, and that concealer, multiple shade ranges that I could use, but this is the concealer up underneath it. Perfect match. I mean, it was an absolute perfect. I was like, oh, that's a perfect match. I ain't got to blend this too hard. Wow. So, yeah, you ain't never going to hear me say nothing bad about Tinted. So, and they are not paying me. So, yes, the saga that was my face this morning, Tinted. Fantastic. Now, I'm a little shiny right now in this lighting and on my forehead, really, and in this here and around my So I'm going to start using, because I'm getting a little warm during the day now. And it makes my face sweat, which generates the oil, which generates the shininess. So I'm going to start using my Danessa Myricks Blurry Yummy Balm something or another that she has. I haven't used it enough to commit it to memory, but I will be using it as it's starting to get warmer, because I will start face just wet. So, and I will be shiny later on, and it does great for oil control. It really does do really well for me with oil control. So, continuing on, I set my face. I did not use liquid blush today. I set my face though with the Juvia's Place Warm Honey. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Silky Finishing Powder. Really love it. I just bought a new container. I'm looking at it. It is in the shade Warm Honey, and this is the shade that it matches really well for me. Depending on whatever color foundation I'm wearing, this is going to match really well. So, I love the results. Really good finishing powder. I really like how this sets my face. I think it is fantastic. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with it. So then once I did that, I did apply my powder blush. I did wear powder blush, as you can see. You can see it right there. And over here on this side, this is for my powder blush. I use the NYX Buttermelt blush. This is in the shade My Butta Half. This was really good. Turned out really pretty. It wasn't quite as, I did a good controlled application with my brushes. I did a good controlled application, and it worked really well. I thought it turned out really nicely, and it did really great. As you can see, it's a subtle pink here, very subtle. That can be loud if you are not careful. However, I just wanted a little dollop of color. I didn't want a ton of color. So I just did one little swish in the, I did one little swish in this. So I still have my little sticker here. Let's see if I can open it up. I did one little swish in the little thing here of the brush and picked it up. And then I tapped it on, and then like that. So very pleased with that. Very nice application. I'm really pleased with that Buttermelt blush. I should be, because I bought 4. So I bought 4. I bought 1, and then I bought 3 more. Because I thought it was an online sale at Ulta, and I thought I was getting it buy 2 get 1 free in store. No, it was online only. But I was like, well, that doesn't matter, because I love this blush anyway, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the results of that NYX Buttermelt blush. That is really good, and it's only $11. So I can't fuss too loudly if I put on too much. I can't fuss too loudly because the pigmentation's great. I can't fuss too loudly because the price is great. It is silky Buttermelt. They when they said Buttermelt, they meant Buttermelt. It silky, beautiful application. Soft. It's not. It's very, and it's intense, but not too intense. It's pigmented, which I want, but it's not super intense. So yes, I am careful with my application, because I personally give heavy-handed. So I have to be very careful with my application, but I'm very pleased with that NYX. Very, very pleased. So then once I did all of my face and I did my blush, I then did my lips. I focused on my lips. Now, for the lip liner, usually if I'm wearing a red like this, I'm going to line it with a black. I like to line it with black and give it that black outline with the red. But I changed it up this morning. I changed my mind. I decided I wanted to use a red outline for my lips. So I lined my lips. This is the Maybelline ColorSensational Shaping Lip Liner in the shade 150 Brick Red. And at first I was like, oh, this is not going to work for me. It did. It worked well. It's still there. I can still see it. Really didn't move. My lipstick kind of did overtake it, and that's why I was like, oh, this kind of overtake it. You know, it was kind of overtaking it, but it's actually still there, and it's still doing great. So I'm pleased with this. I actually really like this liner. This red liner is great. Brick Red was my second one. My first one is a cherry red, and that probably would have blended a little bit better, but I didn't mind how it turned out. So the lips are still real fresh. The liner's still there. It's pretty good. Yeah, I can see my liner still, so it's there. Then for the lips, the piece de resistance, we went in with the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip. Okay, this is in the shade Risk Taker. This was the first one I bought from liquid lipstick that I bought from ColourPop. Really love this red. Y'all have seen me rave about this in the main series. I wore this in the very first episode of the main series way back. And I really, really, really like this red. This red is fantastic. It is a classic Siren bombshell red. And it has great staying power. It dries quickly. It is, you see, it's still, this is after I put this on at 8:15 this morning, 8:15, 8:30-ish. It is now 10 after 6. Yeah, it's like almost 6:15. It's still, and this is after drinking and eating several things. It is still fresh. Like I put this on this morning. That's what I'm asking for my liquid lipsticks. This and NYX, I get great results from, and it has great staying power. It's also transfer proof. It ain't going nowhere. I do not get lipstick on things. So, very pleased with this. Very pleased, ColourPop. I have 3 shades of this. I have this. This is Risk Taker. I have a pink, and I have a nude in that liquid lipstick. And I've been eyeing it every so often to see if they've added new colors or anything. I usually get these. I've gotten these from Ulta. Very, very pleased with this. I mean, this is a fantastic. It's for this to have been, what is that, 10 hours later? This is pretty good. This application is still fantastic. Let me get in closer so you guys can see. That's a very good application for 10 hours later. Yeah, I have no complaints. No notes. No notes. So that was the completed look, and I set it with the, I'm reaching into the kit to get it. I set it with the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. Matter of fact, I'm at the end of my can. I have another one in the kit ready to go for when it's time to throw this one out, and it is time. There is very little left in this can, so it is time. This gonna set your face. Ain't nothing moving once you put this on. So, and it sets itself, like you don't have to dry it. It's going to self-dry, and it dries very quickly. So once you do it, it's just gonna set, and it is a fantastic setting spray. I like this. Yes, it reminds me of Aquanet hairspray. It does. It reminds me of hairspray. However, I'll take that if it means my face is set. And y'all, like I say, it's been 10 hours. My face is still set. So, yeah. So, I am going to throw this out because it is time to throw it out. And I'll add my extras into the kit. Same thing, I'm almost out of this. And I bought another one and I put it in the kit. So, very impressed with everything here. Yeah, I like how this look turned out. I think it was a fantastic look. I think it came together very nicely at the end of the day. And it's still holding up several hours later. So I have no complaints, no notes. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Come back and watch more of our videos later. We will be, I'll try to do a few more a few more episodes of the breakdown during the month. I am intending to do more breakdowns. Trying to get back into the swing of doing them and talking about my makeup looks, especially during the week. So I will be taking this off later, and maybe one day I'll post my takedown routine of what I do, especially if I'm doing like a lazy skincare, or if I'm and differentiating between my lazy skincare versus my full routine of taking this down. I will probably do a full routine of taking this down because I am not going to be wearing makeup tomorrow. Tomorrow I work from home tomorrow, and so once I take this off, I'm not going to be wearing makeup the next day. I will do a full cleanse to let my skin rest for a day, and then the day after that I'll probably wear makeup again, and then do a full cleanse that night, because the next day, Friday, I don't go into the office. I work from home. So that way I can do a full cleanse at least twice a week. And then I will also probably be using my hyperpigmentation serum stick from Live Tinted. I always want to say Live Tinted. It's Live Tinted. That stick was $34. However, y'all know I splurged there. Yes, this is budget beauty, but I splurge on my skincare. That is the one thing I will absolutely splurge on, because good skincare, you can't go wrong with good skincare. Especially for how much makeup I'm wearing right now. I have a full face of makeup, and it is on my face. So, and it's been sitting there for several hours. So that's why I'm like, listen, you can't skimp on the skincare. You cannot. You've got to do what you need to do to keep this good. So my hyperpigmentation is clearing up. I've been using toner before I bought that serum stick, and that was definitely clearing it up and helping. So yes, I will probably be doing a full takedown routine tonight, my full cleanse, double cleanse routine. So maybe I might do something with that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. And then you guys can see the breakdown of what I'm doing. Maybe I might do that on Thursday night. Maybe. I don't know. I'll pick a night and do it. Just so y'all can see, and I break down what I'm using to break down this makeup at the end of the night. So I do want to thank you for watching. Come back and watch more of my videos later. I now have 6 series, and we have lots of videos and lots of stuff going on. We got lots of content. We have just celebrated our first year of Budget Beauty, and so we are now in what I consider season 2 of the main series. So come back and watch more of my videos later. I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. Peace.